Okay. On the 18th of February, the president said, my position has not changed. I have stated it often, even before I took office as president, that there are many questions about ICC's jurisdiction and that we here in the Philippines regard as an intrusion into our internal matters and a threat to our sovereignty. Does the DFA agree with this statement? And do we abide by this position until today? Anyone from the DFA, please?
Madam Chair, good morning.
Yes, you recognize USEC.
Yes, thank you. Well, as I speak right now, the Philippines is not a member of the ICC.
Yun. Yun ang sagot. DFA na. Undersecretary nagsabi, the Philippines is not part of the ICC. Wow.
And the DFA defers to the Department of Justice as the implementing agency when it comes to cooperation on ICC matters. Madam Chair.
Yes, so to the best of
diba?
your knowledge and in the consideration of the DFA, we are not
Wow.
a member of the ICC.
Yes, Your Honor.
We
Thank
are
you.
not the
And
member of the
DOJ,
ICC.
having been referred to, may I call on Secretary Remulla, please, to clarify this issue.
We are not members of the ICC, ma'am.
Yun.
So,
Boy,
whatever-
yan na nagsabi, ha?
relationship we have with the ICC is on an arm's length basis if we have to talk to them. But we have never spoken to them.
I'm
We
sorry,
have never spoken
Secretary,
to
I
them.
didn't hear you. Whatever relationship we have
It's on an arm's length basis, meaning very transparent if ever. But we have never spoken to them.
Oh. Something...
arm's length.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have had contact even at
No, ma'am.
arm's length.
We do not have any contact. What we're saying is we are very transparent about what we do, and we have
Yes,
never had
gisahin
any
mo yan,
contact with
Senator
the
Raimi.
ICC.
So you uphold the statement of the president saying that the ICC has no jurisdiction here in the Philippines. Is that correct?
Ma'am, jurisdiction of the ICC is throughout the world. We belong to a community of nations
Regardless
that
of
is
those
tied
who are
together by a legal system called international humanitarian law. It is something adopted by more than 150 countries in the world. International humanitarian law, which became a law in 2009 or 2010. And
Talaga
that
lang,
law, that domestic law, is what we adhere to in this case.
Are you referring to RA 9851?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you indicated the date of 2009. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So therefore, we are not members of the ICC.
We are not members of the ICC since President Duterte withdrew our membership in 2018, effective 2019.
So bakit sinasabi ng ICC yung...
Okay.
May
That
warrant
being the
of arrest yung
position of the
ICC.
DILG, I assume that Secretary Remulla in the DILG also maintains the same.
Yes, ma'am. I defer to the wisdom of the Department of Justice.
Mga traidor
And
talaga
the
to sa ano.
PNP, General
Gobyerno
Marquez,
eh.
please.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Chief
If
General
that is
Marvel.
therefore an unqualified yes, and you are in agreement with the President that the ICC has no jurisdiction whatsoever, what was the DOJ referring to as the ICC's jurisdiction in the Philippines being different from us being a member? What is the distinction, please?
Ma'am, the ICC tries people for individual crimes, not states. So the Philippines, as a state, cannot be called upon by the ICC to do something for them. But when the ICC is running after individuals who are Filipino citizens, then that obligation becomes another kind of obligation.
So that therefore, the Senate ratification of the ICC at the time that it was ratified is of no weight. Regardless, you will fall under the jurisdiction of the ICC. Under
Well,
the
for
so-called
individuals-
international.
Yes, madam.
humanitarian- that is your belief, DOJ.
Yes, madam. When there are
Regardless of
individuals
being a party
being
or not
when
being a
there are
party.
individuals being
Boy,
asked by the
Remulla,
ICC to
defensive
explain,
masyado.
it is another matter. As a state is different from an individual. We all know that we have to
I think that is
the
not the
individuals
question.
being charged by the ICC will have to face the ICC.
I'm perplexed. The DFA made it very clear that as we withdrew, we are no longer a state party to the treaty. And now you're saying that we can nevertheless fall under the ICC, under the generic rubric of international humanitarian law. So it doesn't matter whether you sign or do not sign, whether
Yes,
you
ma'am.
ratify
It
or
doesn't
do not
matter, ma'am.
ratify.
It
It
doesn't
makes no
matter.
difference.
Doesn't make any difference anymore.
Are you certain?
I'm certain.
Okay, Attorney Saret, please, from DFA. Is that the position of the DFA?
Madam Chair, I concur with my USEC, the current acting SFA, that as far as we are concerned, we're no longer members of the ICC.
And
See?
as non-members,
Ano ba
can
yan?
we possibly fall under the jurisdiction of the ICC under the rubric of international humanitarian law? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I think, because we, under the,
What's the use of signing or ratifying a treaty if it bears no weight?
I defer, ma'am, to Secretary Remulla.
May I?
This one, ma'am.
I think it's your purview, your DFA.
Yes, ma'am. But yes, ma'am, technically we are no longer a member of the ICC, but we might be obligated under residual jurisdiction.
Ba't ayaw nyo magsalita dyan?
What the Supreme Court in one case already mentioned, that we still have residual jurisdiction. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes,
Ako po, parang nanginginig din tong mga DFA.
Madam Chair, if I may.
I'm a little bit perplexed given that you are part of the executive. The president has said, as he said for the 100th time, that we are not under the ICC. Why is the SOJ now saying that we are nevertheless somehow, in some miraculous way, under the rubric of the international humanitarian law, still under its jurisdiction?
Your Honor, it is not the Philippines that is under the jurisdiction. It is the individuals who are charged by the ICC, which is under the jurisdiction. There is a distinction.
Please explain.
Ay,
As non-members of the
Okay,
ICC, and as a state, the ICC has no jurisdiction over us as a country. But over the individuals who may have committed crimes that violate international humanitarian law, that is a universal value being held by the whole world today.
so yung sinasabi dito ni Boying Remulla, na wala na tayo sa ICC, hindi na tayo part ng ICC, nag-withdraw na tayo. Pero yung jurisdiction is individual, Sa country, wala na. Individual na lang, bawat tao na lang, ganun. Kung halimbawa, ikaw is nagkasala ka at meron kang warrant para sa ICC, ganun yung sabi, kukuhain ka. Ayun yung pagkakaintindi ko. Pwede ka pa rin hulihin ng ICC. Kasi doon ka pa sa jurisdiction, individual, sabi niya.
That people cannot cross borders and hide behind boundaries so that they can run away from the law. International
Okay.
humanitarian law
Diba?
is something adopted. The principles are adopted by more than 150 countries throughout the world, Your Honor.
Are you of the position, therefore, that international humanitarian law, as you said, is customary law? Is that the consideration?
It is already customary law now. As we speak, it has become customary law throughout the world.
Are you aware that procedural and admin matters do not form part of customary law? Surely, the Secretary is well aware that procedural and administrative matters will still have to comply with the laws of the land.
Of course, Madam, this goes without saying.
Okay, thank you. Senator
Ingat, ingat.
Jinggoy, I think you wanted
Baka
to
masayad
interject
yung
at this
content.
juncture. We recognize the Senator.
Yes, Madam
Nako
Chair,
po.
thank you very much. The DFA, the DOJ, the DILG, and the PNP has already admitted that we are not members of the the Philippines is not a member of the ICC. Therefore, why did we surrender a Filipino citizen before the ICC?
Tumpak mo,
And no one can answer, Madam
Senator
Chair.
Jinggoy.
We surrendered an individual to the ICC who was a subject of a warrant of arrest. That's what we did.
I did not hear you again.
Mr. Senator, we surrendered an individual to the ICC. We did not surrender as a country, but he was surrendered due to a warrant of arrest issued by the ICC through the Interpol.
Grabe, ang bulok masyado. Anong klaseng sagot yan?
Senator Jinggoy? Any follow-up questions, please? Thank you. If that's the case, while we've
Sayang, napuhutol.
attempted to retrieve Senator Jinggoy, let me just pursue the question of the international humanitarian law being customary law. Since procedural and administrative matters do not fall under customary law, ICC processes, therefore, are not part and parcel.
Madam Chair, the distinction of the ICC process of issuing a warrant of arrest is something accepted through a treaty, the International Police Organization.
You have just contradicted yourself, sir. You said it was customary, and now you're saying it's by treaty. Clearly,
We can be
humanitarian
very technical
law-
about it, ma'am.
Sorry.
But we can be very technical about it if you wish to be. But the fact is, it is our accession to the Interpol which made all of this possible.
We will go to the
Nahuli na.
Interpol later. Let us discuss the ICC
Nako
at
po,
this
nako po.
juncture. So,
Maganda-ganda
while
to.
I will go with you for the sake of argument that the IHL, or International Humanitarian Law, has now become accepted as part of international customary law, I am unable to accept that ICC processes and administrative procedures as well are now part of customary law. I don't think so.
The processes are not part of customary law. We have our own administrative processes. If you ask me about this, Madam, we can say that the IHL is the domestic law that we followed in recognizing the warrant of arrest issued against Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Which domestic law and process did
Republic Act 9851, Your Honor.
as mentioned previously?
Yes, as mentioned previously, and within the provisions allows us two options, either extradition or surrender. We chose the executive mode, which is surrender.
We will go to that later, but at this juncture, therefore, I get an acceptance from the Secretary that, in fact, the processes that should have prevailed should have been those stipulated under RA 9851 or our own local law.
We follow the process, ma'am.
Thank you. So that's correct. On the same day, if I may proceed, the President also said, I do not see what its jurisdiction is, referring once again to the ICC. Can we bring back the video? I think there is a statement there. I
Ang
feel
daming
that we have in
ebidensya
our
dito,
police
no?
and judiciary a good system. We do not need assistance from any outside entity. Again, as part of the executive department, you have subscribed to this view, I assume.
Yes, madam.
So to clarify, the statement means that the President was not recognizing the jurisdiction of the ICC over the crimes allegedly committed by the former President. Is that correct?
We do not recognize the jurisdiction of the ICC over our country. What we recognize is the jurisdiction of the ICC over individuals who may have violated international humanitarian law by committing murder and other heinous crimes.
If I may, I
Ito
think the
talaga yung
President
pinaglalaban
was
niya, no?
referring to the jurisdiction of the ICC over crimes, specifically crimes committed by PRRD. Isn't that so?
Can you rephrase your question, ma'am?
Well, you said that while the ICC has no jurisdiction over the Philippines as a state, it maintains jurisdiction over individuals and crimes under
Yes,
the
ma'am.
international humanitarian order.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. What the President said is that there is no jurisdiction over the crimes committed by the former President.
Well,
because we have a functioning police and judiciary system. Unless you submit that we don't.
submit that we don't what, ma'am?
That we don't have a functioning police force.
We have a functioning
or
police
a
force.
judiciary.
We have a judiciary. But what we are
Eh,
dealing
bakit
with
dinirect?
here
You're
is crimes
contradicting your
committed
president,
14 years
Secretary.
ago to 2019. We're talking about a timeline, Your Honor, that we were not even here yet. And that it was very hard.
Sigurado nang nahuli si Boying.
Ma'am, may I continue?
Yes, carry on.
Well,
yes.
it is very difficult for us. We made our
No, the
commitments.
president made it very clear.
We
have
made
a
our commitments to the United Nations that we would investigate all of these crimes committed during the drug war. And it was not a very easy task, ma'am. Because the people that we expect to be cooperating with us were not. So, although we're still doing our investigations on the EJ case, on the extrajudicial killings committed during that time,
Yes, I'm not reviewing the drug war. This is a Foreign Relations Committee hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
But in this statement, the president clearly means jurisdiction over individuals. It's very, very clear. There's no area for quibbling. And if you say there's jurisdiction over individuals, I don't believe that you are in agreement with your president. As a matter of fact, the ICC does not try countries, after all. They do try
our
individuals,
views
however.
evolved during times, at times. And I don't
So you
know
do admit
if he
that
still
you-
has the same view up to today, because we are talking about a clip which was done 1.5 years ago. Our minds can change, ma'am. We cannot just stay in one rut and say that this is the absolute, because our minds may change, and we are allowed that by the law of man and the law of God.
Yes, of course. Of course, we all change our minds, and Mr. Secretary. So you are saying that the president changed his mind.
Well,
When did he
I
change
cannot
his
speak
mind?
for him, madam. I cannot speak for him. Your conclusions are really your own.
Sige,
And I cannot
gisahin mo yan,
adapt
Senador
your
Raimi.
conclusions here.
They're not my conclusions. It's a bold statement, which really.
Well, your
does not-
statements of belief are your own, ma'am. I cannot adapt to your statements of belief, but I respect them.
The statement of the president is very, very clear cut. I would like to show also
Naasar na si
a letter
Boy
in
Remulla.
December of 2023. Do we have it on hand? Can you enlarge it so that it's much clearer? Okay. On screen is a letter dated 15 December 2023 addressed to Vice President Sara Duterte, where the President says that the jurisdiction of the ICC over the Republic after the effectivity of its withdrawal is very much in question, and I'm certain that all the members will echo my views on the matter. Would you like to comment? Anyone would like to comment on the said letter? Is it correct that if this was in fact a work in progress, as stated by Secretary Remulla, as of 15 December 2023, all the secretaries and undersecretaries already holding such positions at that time also viewed the ICC as having no jurisdiction over the country, as stated by the President himself in the letter?
We did not assist the ICC, ma'am. We continued with the very tenor of the letter. That we did not
Bakit?
assist the ICC. We never
Bakit
had
yung
contact with them.
sinasabi?
We'll
Well,
go
the
there.
investigation
ICC daw.
that they conducted was through their own methods, and we did not in any way assist them. As said in your letter, we cannot.
It's
we
not
did
my
not.
letter, sir, it's the President's.
It's a president's letter. We did not assist them.
I think that's not the question. My question is simply to say that as of that date, all those in the cabinet were in agreement with the president's statement. Is that correct, Secretary Teodoro? As of 15 December.
Ma'am, the president's statement is binding, and I defer to Secretary Remulla that we did not, that no government agency, the DND, never cooperated with the ICC as in accordance with the statement.
Okay, and are there any other secretaries who'd like to verify that. We have Director Anyo, Director General Anyo. I believe you are cabinet rank as well, and the NSC sits with the president. Is it correct to say that everyone maintained the same position?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. But we did not assist the ICC in their investigation.
I don't think at this juncture we're asking about assisting the ICC. All we're asking is whether, in fact, you all agree that the ICC had no jurisdiction.
I think, ma'am, what we're talking about here is if it's in the case of the former president, the case was committed while the Philippines is still a member of the ICC.
Okay. I don't know, is there anyone of cabinet rank as well? I'm certain that the DFA will probably hold the same position, that you were all in agreement with effectively your boss as his alter ego, that the ICC had no jurisdiction, as stated in the letter quite clearly.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Yusek.
Okay. So ayun na, no, yun talaga yung pinupoint dito ni Senador Amy Marcos na wala na talagang jurisdiction yung ICC since 2019 sa panunungkulan ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And bakit sa sinasabi nila no, na warrant of arrest daw yun ng ICC? Kaya ginawa nila yung paghuli. Ano? Talagang plinano nila to no? Umamin na yung isa dyan. Sa kanilang apat na plinano nila yung paghuli at pagdala kay Pangulong Duterte sa ICC sa The Hague, Netherlands.